What's going on, housemates? Marcelo here, and I am recording this video on New Year's Eve. I hope that you have a great end to the year and are able to enjoy the New Year's celebrations, whether you're relaxing or going to a party or an event. I am making this video primarily because Arsenal is playing tomorrow at Brentford. Brentford is never an easy fixture, especially with it being at Brentford. They have the second best home record in the Premier League this season, with Liverpool being first and us being third. So it's no secret that it's not an easy place to go and play. With that being said, we have won there 3 times in the last 2 seasons. We won 3-0 2 seasons ago, and then we won 1-0 both in the Carabao Cup and in the league last season. So we have, plenty of evidence to be confident about our chances tomorrow. But again, Brentford has been incredible at home, and Thomas Frank is a top manager. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a move to a big club soon. And so, yeah, we're gonna have to be careful. Brian Mbeumo and Wisa have been in great form all season, and they formed a really strong partnership. But also Brentford's midfield is both physical and technical. And so it's going to be one of those games where, we really have to be on it and take our chances because Brentford is definitely capable of punishing us. In terms of who we are going to be starting, I think, again, 3 of our back 4 remains unchanged, right? We have Timber, Saliba, and Gabriel. And at left back, I still think it's going to be Miles Lewis-Skelly. I mean, he's just looked like one of our most solid players since he's stepped into that starting position. And I talked about it last video, but it's everything, right? Defensively, he is already suited for the Premier League, the physicality of the Premier League. He's a very strong, especially for an 18-year-old. But obviously, his greatest qualities are on the ball. His ability to receive and turn in tight spaces or protect the ball and keep possession in tight spaces. The way that he's able to make those line-breaking passes and really speed up our attack or unlock our attack in a way that has been really frustrating this season so far. And so there's a chance that Ricardo Calafiori steps in and starts in his place, but I think that right now this position is Lewis Skelly's to lose. And I do have to say that Lewis Skelly he looks to be much more solid defensively than Calafiori, because I think it's no secret that is Calafiori's biggest weakness, is that he does look a little bit shaky, caught out of position, and sometimes on the back foot in our defensive third. So Miles Lewis-Skelly, man, just keep going. Just keep running with that position because we love you, and you're just a joy to watch. Then in terms of our midfield, again, I want to advocate for a midfield 3 of Rice, Odegaard, and Merino. It was nice to see Rice playing as the 6 against Ipswich, and it was, again, that's his best position. I think his strengths are best suited to being the furthest back in our midfield. The amount of ground he covers, his anticipation, both in intercepting the ball, but in the tackles he makes. He's better on the ball than people give him credit for. And yeah, that triangle in the base of Saliba, Gabriel, and Rice is just, how are you really going to run a game against them? So, and then of course you have Lewis Skelly and/or Timber inverting. So yeah, really exciting. And then for our front 3, I don't think we have much choice, frankly. I would personally like to see still Martinelli, Jesus, and Havertz. Yeah. Last game we saw Trossard coming in. And so we had Trossard, Havertz, and Jesus all starting. But I don't want to see all of them in there. I personally would like to see a midfield consisting of natural midfielders, and then Kai Havertz through the middle with Jesus on the wing. Now, there are question marks about the compatibility, the chemistry between Havertz and Jesus, which hasn't been tested too much, to be fair. And so there are benefits to having Kai Havertz playing sort of as a second striker. You know, he's technically starting in midfield, but he's really pushing up more and supporting the attack, and making a nuisance of himself, running the channels, 50-50 duels, aerial duels. So I just don't think we're ever going to see a scenario where Mikel Arteta benches Havertz if he's fully fit, or even, 80, 90% fit, because I think Arteta just loves him for everything he does off the ball. The only thing is, there are, I think, pretty clear limitations to what he's able to do on the ball. And a confident Jesus does have more in his locker, technically speaking, of course, than Havertz. And you saw as he grew in confidence in the second game against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, where he was able to really put his stamp on the game and get involved and show his flair. But that's the starting 11 I've gone with. Now, of course, I will briefly mention as well, the transfer window opens tomorrow. And, it's no secret that we are really short of firepower, with Saka now likely out for the rest of the season. And so I think we do need to make a signing. We need to sign a winger. And again, we're not going to sign superstars in January. That's just very unrealistic nowadays. I think it's more about signing a player who raises our floor more than our ceiling. A Trossard-like signing, but I would like to see someone like Brian Mbeumo or Antoine Semenyo coming in. Both great players, both proven in the Premier League. I don't know how realistic those will be, but out of the options that people are shouting, those are the more realistic options. We can't sign another player on loan from the Premier League. We already have Neto and Raheem Sterling on loan. So a loan isn't on the cards. Maybe from another league, it's possible, but we've seen that Arteta doesn't really make loan signings. That was, obviously in very rare last resort situations like Sterling or Neto. But in terms of in terms of really building our project, that's not what he does. He made a couple of those moves earlier on in his career as Arsenal manager, but that was also given the limitations, financially and within the squad that we had. So I expect us to make one or two signings. They won't really be household names, but we need something. We need some fresh blood if we're going to keep, momentum going and have some chance of winning silverware. So with it being 2025 as of tomorrow, I think that is the main takeaway, right? We need silverware, and a signing or two will absolutely push us in that direction. So keep a close eye for what happens in the transfer window starting tomorrow. And let's hope we can start 2025 off with a big win at Brentford. So thank you as always for watching, everyone. I hope you had a wonderful 2024, and I'm wishing you all the best in 2025. And I look forward to continuing building this platform, building this channel with you in the months and years to come. So I will see you either tomorrow or on Thursday, because I will be watching the game in the AFTV studio, so I might not be able to get back in time and make a video, but hopefully I will. So I'll see you this week, and let's get those 3 points. So come on, you Gunners, and peace, everybody.